hold on to that thought. I apologize for interjecting, but please hold on to that thought, because we're also being joined by Dr. Sharad Kohli, a senior economist. Sir, do you think Pakistan will be able to strike the 6.7 billion bailout program? Do you think its budget will be able to ensure that they successfully strike that deal which has been stalled for months now?
Well, Pia, you hit the nail on the head by referring to the IMF package, because Pakistan has tried in its budget to show, this is in inverted commas, to show that probably it has met all the conditions laid down by IMF, which is not true. I would suggest, if this program today is reaching the representatives of IMF in any way, I would suggest they must dig deeper into this budget, because there's a lot of window dressing in this budget. I can give many, many examples, but for example, I can pick one. It says inflation is going to be around 21%. I fail to understand how inflation can be curtailed to 21% when right now it is heading closer to 40%. So how can they reduce the inflation to half? There are a lot of other anomalies in this budget. There's been a lot of numbers which have been fudged just to present a situation to IMF that, we first of all, we've adopted your conditions, and secondly, the country is not as bad as probably the world thinks. So this is completely a window-dressed kind of a budget. And, another important aspect, Pia, which comes out of this budget is that Pakistan, despite being in a situation where it is nearly bankrupt, no foreign exchange reserves, depleting tax revenue, not enough food grains for the people to feed themselves on, has not compromised on its defense budget. So the nefarious intentions of Pakistan are clearly evident that it is trying to still push the defense agenda, which is mostly going into breeding terrorism. And I think this is what IMF needs to take cognizance of, because IMF needs to keep in mind that what is the intention of this budget? Is the intention of the budget to take the country on a road to development, or the intention of the country is to breed terrorism? I think these are totally contradicting views, which I'm sure IMF is going to take. It's not going to be an easy road, Pia, for Pakistan to go for this package. 6.5 billion is the total commitment, or the total bailout package. 1.1 is likely to come through, but it can also be not likely to come through, because this time IMF is very, very careful. IMF knows this money is never going to come back. One. Two, the money is not going to be put to proper use. I think this is what the budget is speaking about, and if you go dig deeper into the budget, you find so many things. It talks of subsidiaries, it talks of the non-tax revenue, the tax revenue. I don't think tax revenue is going to come, because per capita income, Pia, of the Pakistani Awam is going to fall now, because the GDP is falling. So how can the per capita income sustain? If the per capita income doesn't sustain, where will the taxes be paid from? And then where would the tax revenue come from? I also doubt the fiscal deficit which is reflected, Pia, in the budget, which is being stated at 7.7%. I don't think it's going to be 7.7%. It's going to be much more than that, which means that the criteria set by IMF is not going to be met. So all said and done, I consider these budget numbers as a sham, and I think IMF must dig deeper before it considers coming close to anywhere near giving the bailout package, Pia.
All right, Dr. Kohli, thank you for presenting your analysis to our viewers. Meanwhile, I'd also like to thank Mr. Srivastav for presenting his insights on the broadcast. With that, it's a wrap on this bulletin. Keep watching NewsX for more news and updates.